Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to Today in Bitcoin. Today is January the 10th, 2017. All right, so Bitcoin is bouncing around $900, pretty steady. We'll get to that in a second. I just want to say that last video with Andy Hoffman, the interview, what a great video. Thanks again, Andy. I'm getting great feedback. I'm getting a lot of views. I'm inspired by it. There are going to be more interviews. Maybe tomorrow we'll have two guys on at the same time. We'll have panels that'll kind of be like a tryout for a future panel. There'll be all sorts of different remote interview styles going on. Maybe there'll be a weekly show where I sum up everything that's gone on in Bitcoin with a guest, with a bunch of guests. So who knows what's coming next. But if you haven't watched the Andy Hoffman video, it is great. And I thank Andy again for being on the channel. Let's talk about Tone Bays, who hopefully will be on this channel very soon. His weekly or bi-weekly report came out. And one interesting thing that he said, if we close the week above $915, we are heading back to all-time highs. All right, good. That's Tone's opinion. Very interesting. I will link to that, of course, to his video so you can watch more of it. But another thing that he said that got me thinking about Litecoin, actually, and Segwit not being passed. If it doesn't end up being passed at all on Bitcoin, then something will have to fill the microtransaction void. And if Litecoin has already passed Segwit by the time we figure out that Bitcoin can't do it or won't do it, and I'm not saying Bitcoin won't do it, they should do it, but this will help Litecoin quite a bit. And so I believe it's January 28th. I mentioned in a previous video, is the first day that Litecoin can approve Segwit. So already, and I was going to mention this in my previous video, and already Litecoin has gone up a little bit. Its ratio has improved with Bitcoin. It's about 0.005 now. One Litecoin equals 0.005 Bitcoin. In the old days, it used to be 0.01 Bitcoin. And I'm saying right now, based on speculation, based on if Litecoin actually gets this done, Segwit done, and people start to really worry about Bitcoin not getting it done, people are going to start to say, well, wait a second, the microtransactions, we might have to do all our microtransactions on Litecoin. I mean, that might be the answer. So monitor the situation closely, because Litecoin could have quite a rise in price. And usually Litecoin follows Bitcoin. And this is something where it would not follow Bitcoin at all, because Litecoin would have an advantage suddenly over Bitcoin. This one little microtransaction thing. So again, it's been, I guess the ratio has been falling since 2015. I don't know. This could turn it around real quick. It could get back to 0.01. So anyway, I talk about speculations. This is a speculation. I rarely say, here is an Adam Meister speculation. Well, this is an Adam Meister speculation right now. Litecoin could get back to 0.01 Bitcoin based on this Segwit stuff, okay? Based on the fear of Segwit not getting passed on Bitcoin, but having it actually get passed on Litecoin. So you're going to have to follow the news with Litecoin, and I'll be talking about it here. If you're interested in this type of speculation, again, if you're going to be a speculator, remember, you're going to have money to blow. It's a gamble. You have to be willing to lose it all. But it's, people ask me about altcoins all the time and stuff. And so here you go. There's this thing. What I'm doing, I'm not saying go out and buy Litecoin, okay? A lot of us have Litecoin for various reasons. I have Litecoin, okay? And I am holding on to my Litecoin to see how this process plays out. My advice would be ready to go down with the Litecoin ship, because that's just a good policy to have. What else do you have to lose here? I mean, you probably already lost some on it. And there is this positive aspect that could happen in the next few weeks to few months where it could go up to 0.01. Now, if it goes up to 0.01, I probably would sell at that point. That's pretty darn good. If you have 100 Litecoin, then you have, and it goes to 0.01 Bitcoin, then you have 1 Bitcoin. I'd sell at that point, okay? So there's my little analysis of the situation. So let's see what happens. This is interesting. All right. The Bitcoinist came out with an article, Governments Buy Bitcoin Reserves. And it's basically repeating, saying that other people think what Vinny Lingham thinks, that governments will start to buy up Bitcoin. And by the way, I only bring this up because I think this was Vinny Lingham's greatest Bitcoin original insight when he first wrote about it last year. No one else had ever said, governments are going to eventually start buying Bitcoin and that will boost the price and there'll become a war between the governments, a competitive a competition, who can get it first, and that people will be doing it secretly. I've talked about how I think governments will start, the best way a government could do is just secretly start buying it and then announce that they did it once they have all that they want. And this article talks about how governments have nothing to lose because they can just print the money. I mean, they can just inflate it. Nothing to lose might be the incorrect term, but whatever. You see where I'm going with this. Anyway, interesting little article. I just wanted to bring that up. Bix Weir was someone that was brought up on by Andy Hoffman as someone to, that you might have not heard about, that's on the periphery of the Bitcoin space, but is into other things too. Anyway, he has a newsletter and a site, and the title of this article is it's about old school gold guys. Followers of Armstrong and Sinclair are being left in the past. I will link to it. And I'll quote, both Jim Sinclair and Martin Armstrong have expressed their beliefs that Bitcoin is not worth purchasing. They have held these views during most of the life of Bitcoin, and those that have followed their advice have mostly not endeavored to either buy any Bitcoin or even learn about Bitcoin on their own. So Jim Sinclair, Martin Armstrong are respectable guys and everything, but they're stubborn guys. And because of this, they are hurting other people. People are being held back because they have such religious followers that their followers won't even look into Bitcoin because these guys are against Bitcoin. And these are the type of guys also that we see again and again interviewed on some of the mainstream financial YouTube shows like Greg Hunter. Now, I'm not saying they're doom and gloomers or whatever, but again, it shows you that there's a whole new crop of people that need to be interviewed out there. Okay, and I intend to get some of them on here, some of the new, young, fresh faces of economics and of Bitcoin, of course. So there's another article I meant to link to a while ago. Saxo Bank predicting $2,100 Bitcoin by the end of the year because Trump, and this is a RT article, and the United States government says all sorts of things about RT. Wow, that they hacked the election, right? Anyway, no, but it says that Trump, because he will spend like a madman, which is a horrible thing to do. He says he's a Republican, but he's going to spend like a madman, that this will cause Bitcoin to go up to $2,100 because people will not be confident in the dollar anymore. I mean, this is a scenario. It's an interesting scenario, so read about it. Finally, a Bloomberg article, 5 reasons the Winklevoss Bitcoin ETF should be approved. So it hasn't been approved yet, and there's still more bureaucracy, and it's still being delayed. But so I thought I'd give everyone an update on that. All right, everyone. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. I post a new video here every day, so keep coming back. Check out the archives. Tweet this baby out. I'm Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister. I will talk to you later.